Hey, what's up? I made a new Volatronix simulator. This one simulates random prices. It does 2,000 trades. I wanted to get an average of like 1,000 round trip trades. That would be 1,000 buys and 1,000 sells, and that's impossible with random numbers. But anyway, so I made this chart these charts nice and simple over here. Um, so over here is the asset allocation. Could be some cryptocurrency, some stock market, some or whatever, anything that's tradable, precious metal, or then we've got the quote allocation, which might be fiat currency like dollars, pounds, yen, whatever, some coin. Um, and then this is the random price chart. Now, a lot of these random price charts are going to be unreasonable because they're randomly generated. They're not driven by a whole bunch of humans trying to predict the future, which creates patterns like, well, I don't need to go over the patterns because trying to predict the future is still really stupid. All technical analysis, is I've been doing this for 10, 15 years, and Volatronix actually works, and most technical analysis might work for a while, sometimes when you're lucky, but as losers exit the market and their influence exits with them, and winners are winners for a little while, and then their systems stop working, and they have to like fine tune them or whatever. Well, honestly, in 10 years on Forex, doing Forex, 10 years of doing Forex on MQL5.com, they have signals where you can copy people's trades. And a lot of the robots say, oh, in 2 years, you'll make millions or billions of dollars. But in the last 10 years, those same people who could have had signals, it's never happened once. No one's ever actually made that much money because trying to predict the future really doesn't work. So Volatronix is mathematically guaranteed to grow the basket allocation. What that means is the sum of the asset allocation and the quote allocation. You'll never run out of dollars to buy more coin as a price goes down, and you never run out of coin to sell for more dollars as a price goes up. Also, just know that there are limitations that are put on it by the trading exchange and the number of decimal places. So the number of decimal places is a limitation, and the minimum trade size and the required precision of the trade itself. Those are limitations, but the theoretical Volatronix will never run out of money of either allocation, right? And generally, the value of the entire account will go up. The value of the quote allocation size will go up, and the asset size will go up. For example, here we are starting with a price of $50. We have 100 of some coin or stock. So that was $5,000 we spent. Now we've got a $5,000 allocation, and a total value in this market invested is $10,000. So you had $10,000, you took half of it, you bought the asset, and it started off at $50. Okay. So now to refresh, we can add anything anywhere, make a change somewhere in the sheet, and it'll recalculate everything. This is a kind of an unreasonable price chart, but maybe it's like, when Bitcoin blew up and then fell for a while. Anyway, we ended up with $2.7 million after just 2,000 round trip trades. This quote allocation, as you can see, skyrockets. The asset allocation stays relatively stable compared to this chart here. And I'm just going to do this over and over to show you $2.7 million total quote profit. Unbiased growth is the sum of the asset growth plus the quote growth. Quote just means what currency is the price of the asset being quoted in, right? So if they're in dollars, then that's how much the coin costs. Anyway, the coin costs dollars, right? Or it could be some other coin. You could trade Bitcoin against 50 other coins, right? Or more, probably hundreds or thousands, depending on the exchanges that you're using. Okay, I made a small change. Now everything's recalculating. This is actually a decent price range. Okay, and so this is what we're dealing with in the real world. Closer to this than a lot of the other extreme charts that a random price generator makes. And here we're dealing with a profit of, and this is total profit, by the way. This is not including the starting balance. As you can see, F2003 is the quote value at the end, and we're subtracting the original quote value of 10,000. So that is pure profit over however long that would have taken. In the end, buyer's growth is over 3,500%. Positive asset growth, positive quote growth. All right, now I'm just going to refresh this a few times, or actually, if you refresh the page, it will load a lot slower. Here's a coin that killed itself, and we still have a profit in the end. Still have positive growth on all allocations. It is an unrealistic chart, but it could happen maybe. Now watch. Let's go ahead and reload the page and see how much slower how much longer it takes for these charts to load. So I'm going to share the link probably if I share this video. And here we have an example where you actually lost you actually lost value, right? Because this price went so low, but the unbiased growth is over 100,000%. Let's say if this was Bitcoin back in the early days, and now you have 100,000 of them in the end, then if the price goes up by like 1 penny, that's $1,000 in added value. If the price went up 10 pennies, then well, we'd end up with a profit here. If the price went up 7 pennies, we would have a positive ending quote value. All right. So the unbiased growth is what we're going for in this program. That's what I'm promising. That's what I'm guaranteeing. So if you say, can I lose money? Well, that depends. Are you going to stop trading and pull out if this happens? That would be pretty stupid to sell 100,000 Bitcoin and not just hold on to them, right? So anyway, by the time this goes to 10,000 trades, as the basket gets bigger and bigger, both of the allocations are in every case that I've tested at 10,000 trades is always incredibly high growth, like trillions of dollars. Or anyway, let's do this again. 0. Don't worry about that. Just type in anything and the whole thing recalculates. Another similar situation, but it's still an unlikely situation. Again, we've got now over 400,000 of these coins in the end, right? So again, a couple pennies up and we're fine. Another unrealistic situation. Let's delete that 0. Get a new graph. This is more reasonable in the crypto world right here. And there you go, 726,000. So this is what I'm expecting to happen for my trading on Coinbase Pro. I'm trading 48 coins against the dollar. And I put $50 into each coin, and I saved $50 for each asset allocation. All right, that's it. This is a really good one. It's a normal looking price chart for crypto anyway. Maybe not for stocks. Maybe not. Definitely not for Forex. Oh my God. By the way, stay away from Forex and any kind of leveraged trading if you want a chance at life, at a good life. Because you'll lose everything in Forex. You'll lose everything in binary options. You might do well for a while, but you'll blow it all. $500,000 almost with this crazy price chart. But still, it's still not crazier than Bitcoin was. I mean, it didn't break 12,500. All right, let's delete this one. And reload. Another crappy, unrealistic price chart where, oh, if you were to zoom in, I don't know if you can see this, but at the end there is a definitely noticeable uptick in the price at the end right here. And that little tiny tick, because look, right here, under asset allocations, we had like 25,000 of them. And as the price started going up here near the end, we were selling them. And that's why we have such a huge profit explosion at the end. So that's how the system works. You see something that ends in 0, but just goes up a tiny, tiny bit in the end. You're still making ridiculous amount of profit. Look at that. All right, let's do a few more times just for fun. It's an okay chart. Still over $300,000 profit. Small amount of profit, but a huge amount of asset allocation. 50 or 100 stocks became almost 20,000 stocks or coins or whatever. Let's do another one for kicks. Same situation as the last time. Huge amount of stock or coin. Just a small uptick at the end will give us incredible wealth. like this. There's a small tick here. This first thing I looked at. Haven't looked at anything else. And boom, you can see. See, this is what Volatronix is all about. It's raw power. It's a general blowing, just like wind in the sails. You know, like the ocean is gonna rock the boat a little bit, but as long as the wind is blowing, meaning Volatronix is trading, that's the wind. Your ship's gonna sail, and you're gonna get where you want to go eventually. Okay. All right. I think that's enough for now. I'm starting to forget how to speak, so it's a good place to end the video.